Okay, welcome Damien. Welcome
Thank
to
you.
our episode Meet the Customer, or in your case,
Okay.
Meet the Partner.
Yeah.
We were going to talk about you, about your background in aviation,
Yes.
how you started actually in aviation first, and then you can tell me how you got to web manuals later on.
Well, thank you for your invitation first.
Welcome.
I really to say, really, it's been a pleasure. A really cool conference, informative. I learned a lot of things about safety. So it's a continuous learning. So your first question is how I come to aviation.
How you started, yeah? How you even got the first job in aviation?
Okay,
or why
first job.
aviation?
So I had two jobs in my life, and I have maybe 25, 30 years experience.
Wow,
so only two jobs into. So I started as a charter sales broker. It was very specific. It is still a very specific job in the aviation industry, which is like you intermediate between airlines operators or between end customer and airline to arrange specific wet lease contract or to arrange a specific charter flight. So this is really a commercial solution mindset, I would say. You need to select the airline to come to an agreement to make sure the contract is correct and so on. So both technical, commercial and solution oriented job. I've done that for 20 years. And then as I'll shift to I went to the other side of the fence.
Okay.
So I was not arranging contract, but I was selling the aircraft capacity for airlines. So I used to work for two French airlines called Air Caraïbes and French Blee. And Air Austral, three actually. So they still exist. And my role was to sell the capacity, the aircraft availability. And then I moved to Sweden, and to make it more shorter, then I come across a company in Sweden that was a startup.
Yeah. Which year it was?
It was in 2018.
18.
So
okay.
And I would say coincidence, and that was a new product, SaaS company, software to simplify digitization and manuals. And I liked very much the idea because I worked as an operator. I saw it was so difficult to manage the flow of information, the written procedures, make sure people know about it, use it, and so on. And that was a very smart product, and it is still a very smart product.
Yeah, I mean now it's one of the most renowned products in aviation, at least what I have had experience with.
Yeah, I would say it's a little bit like IKEA, it's Swedish way. It's very smart, simple, not complicated, and we solve the problem. And so I've been working for web manuals for 8 years now. And Martin, the owner, hired me and wanted to, from the beginning, build partnership. So this is why I'm here with this conference. And the idea is we are very focused on one product, one documentation actually, and compliance. But we don't want to do other things, which is like other software solutions like electronic flight bag or scheduling or SMS system or audit reports. We want to really focus on documentation and compliance.
Yeah.
So my role is actually to manage, make partnerships successful, so as our customers can have a good solution for documentation and possibly something which is connected with another software like ICARUS, and they can make the best of the two softwares.
Yeah, can you tell me more about the company itself? Like it was founded, if I remember correctly, in 2012.
12, yeah.
Yeah. So you were 6 years afterwards you came. So when you came to the company, how big was the company at that time? Because now it really grew. It's really one of the most famous, I would say, this SaaS company in aviation.
So I think we were something like 20 employees. So I remember we what is super exciting because we do a little bit of everything when you are 20 employee. Yeah, some kind of excitement because you go for the world, you know, try to convince everyone and so on. And that was really exciting. What is still exciting at Web News is like still we kept the agility of a small company, meaning the decision process is pretty short, as you have seen with Web News. Yes, we grow, but we still are agile and with good responsive, I would say, behavior. And we try always to innovate, and that's something very important.
Yeah, we'll touch that topic as well later on. But so you grew now the company to more than 700 customers and 100 employees. Many offices around the world. Six, yeah. So you can tell me more about this and how you handle the challenge of so many customers and the requests that you are receiving.
So when I joined in 2018, the US office was just created, if I remember. So I would say from the beginning, we are a really international company. The working language is English, so not Swedish. All procedures, all communication is in English from the beginning. So I would say our DNA was super international from the beginning, able to deal with different customers, different regions, different challenges. So I didn't feel like we had to do like a special effort to be established in Singapore as we are now. Of course, customers are different, culture is different, business practices are different. So we had to, and we still have to adapt to that. So, I mean, we're learning every day like you guys. But I would say, I return the question to you guys, because how do you do to deal with so various customers of ICARUS? They come from Mexico, Asia, Japan. It's completely different.
Yeah, so this I wanted to find.
Maybe we can learn from you as well.
Yeah, definitely we can exchange experiences in this, because it's the same kind of concept, SaaS service, and you have so many different customers as well. And yeah, for us it's quite challenging to kind of meet the requirements from everybody. There can be contradictory requirements. So how to prioritize something, what to put first. So yeah, like you grew the company, you passed this hurdle, so and you witnessed it all from 20 employees to 100 employees. So yeah, this is why I wanted to find out more about you, so I can learn about.
I can give you another tip. I think what was helpful at Web Manuals. So we are called Web Manuals. So it's a software for editing manuals. And actually, we used a lot our own software, meaning we put a lot of description about what we do, process description, and that helped a lot when you grow, because that's kind of a reference for everyone, you know.
Well, like internal manual for your own company.
Yeah, absolutely, internal manuals.
So you used web manuals for writing internal.
I think that was very smart as well, because when you hire new employees with a different culture, the fact that we had a very structured, and we still have a very structured, I would say, internal coding, like DNA, the way we do things, right? And it's continuously updated, because market changes and a lot of things changes. So it's this documentation, this data follows the daily life of Web Manuals. And I'm very convinced it helps us a lot to grow so fast and to adapt for different situations, because we could be in control.
Yeah, it makes sense, But it's very impressive, and what I guess Martin, who started this whole story, built. Martin and Richard, the two founders. Two co-founders. So, and you guys continued with your amazing work. But can you tell me more about your role? So you're more for partners. And can you explain me what Web Manuals want to achieve from this?
So what we want to achieve is to connect, I would say, Web Manuals product to the other products in a way we understand our customers, the documentation, or I would say information challenge is one challenge, but one challenge out of many challenges. Safety, flight safety, of course, it's one other very important. Training, for instance, it's one other challenge that keep people trained, you know. Yeah. So the idea of the partnership and the Webnion strategy is really to talk to the aviation industry. Well, listen and talk to the aviation industry, and you guys, you're also part of the aviation industry. Yeah. So as we can make our product and the documentation management really align with different departments, different functions at an operator. So that's really our strategy, being a documentation system for the aviation industry.
You're doing quite well, I would say. Okay, and yeah, we actually had this integration between our systems. Yeah. So our software ICARUS integrated with web manuals in certain use cases. Yeah. Where do you see potential more connection? Currently, we integrated the audit documentation referencing and also the corrective action as change requests in web manuals. What else you could maybe see in the future to integrate?
I would say every time we can export the data or import the data and simplify something else, that will be an opportunity. So I see, I would say, it first of all, depends on our customers' wishes. I can have an idea about what the integration would be, but we have to follow our customers and understand what our customers' challenges are using ICARUS and web manuals, and how we can maybe together solve the problems that we cannot solve only by ourselves. So that's really the idea of the strategy and the integration. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, change requests, the things that we're going to do soon, or what Karin just said during the conference, by the way, which is great because it was during the conference. She mentioned, like, you know, the risk assessment table. Maybe there is something that could be updated from ICARUS to the documentation. So that was a great idea, great example about the integration will, you know, change and be even richer by the customer insights or ideas, and this is an example.
Yeah, and I personally like that you guys are like willing to also listen to the customer and also willing to explore the integration part. So yeah, that we can make our products more compatible together.
Absolutely.
Okay, we can now go to the technology part. How Web Manuals is looking at emerging technologies, especially the AI. I know you guys have something about AI, but can you bring it closer to us?
Yeah, I mean, AI is like the really topics for everyone, and it's super exciting. It's super challenging for us as a SaaS company. Obviously, it's kind of a revolution because the AI power is huge. I would refer to what Martin communicated on some month ago, maybe on the social media or on Web Manuals user conference. I would say we take the AI or the new technology cautiously. We take our responsibility, meaning like we really want to create value for the customer and keep it safe. So AI is a good example because it's a good system, but you have to control the AI as well. Make sure that the AI does not hallucinate, for instance. Make sure that AI search for data which are our customer data and there is no leak, for instance. So new technology, mainly AI today. Yes, we have actually already injected AI engine into our system, or injected, I would say, embedded AI, like the Amadria search function, or the more important, the Amadria co-author. And the Amadria co-author is like you ask the AI to draft a document, text a document, build a table, but we always give you know, a control on that, meaning the user will decide yes or no, it's correct. Yes, I will insert that into the page. So as I said, we keep the idea, which is where Minions is like we simplify things, we provide control. Our customer, our user decides for what they want.
Yeah, and how you actually have this AI model that you're using, the language model. I assume it's something like internal model that it's because you cannot share the manual content outside.
Absolutely.
Can you guys train this model to work better, and what is your next steps with it?
So as today we decided that we limit this part. Like the AI engine does not learn by himself because same thing, we want to control the AI so far. So I would say my CPO will decide soon or will make some decision on this, but this is the idea in general. As today, we don't take the full AI possibility because we want to test things and make sure that it's safe first. And that's a good example. The learning power of the AI, we use it, but in a limited scope, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for those insights.
Pleasure.
And maybe one of the last questions: what do you do except working in aviation? What do you do in your free time?
Well, I do a lot of things in my free time, but what I love to, I would say, I love to do sport because it's cool. It's pretty good balance with the work. I play volleyball a lot, so that's my passion. These days, I would say. You want to play volleyball with me, maybe?
I'm not that good. Yeah. Maybe football.
Maybe I can teach you. But that's the fun sport. Yeah. We can play beach volleyball in Sweden as well. We are super good. We got a gold medal in Sweden. So.
Yeah, you're superpower in that. Okay, and have you been in Croatia before?
Yeah, I've been in Croatia probably 3-4 times. So I really enjoy this country. I mean, it's beautiful and very nice people, and you feel very welcome in this country. So I really love it.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking this conference in Croatia.
Yeah, of
it's
course.
A good idea.
Of course, yeah, thank you for coming.
Yeah, pleasure. Thanks
thank you for this interview, and hope to see you soon in Croatia or Sweden.
Yeah, of course.
Or some other conference.
Pleasure. And see you in Sweden, right?
See you in Sweden. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Pleasure.